I'm not really that excited for the new DC sets that LEGO is putting out for fall 2018, but I knew I had to review this one. The Aquaman Black Manta Strike is definitely the exception, and the set over this one is 76095. The recommended ages are 7 through 12, and it has a piece count of 235, while the price point is $29.99. Now, this set really surprised me. At first, I was mostly just excited for the minifigures, but overall, it's actually pretty cool, especially if you're just as excited for the movie as I am, and I'll get into all the reasons just as to why I think you should probably consider picking this one up. So without further ado, let's get started. For this set, we do not have the costume that Aquaman will be wearing for most of the movie like we saw in the trailers, whatever that's supposed to be, but you can see we actually have the golden armor, the classic Aquaman armor that he obviously gets at some point toward the end of the movie, I imagine probably the third act. Either way, LEGO has done a really great job here. Of course, we have the standard trident, which is also kind of weird considering I don't think he's going to get this trident until later in the movie either. But either way, you can see we've got the lightsaber hilt on the bottom of it, which is pretty great, so definitely a trident. And we've also got the exact same Jason Momoa Aquaman head and hair carried over from the Justice League set. So we've got those blonde highlights printed on there, and then also the aggressive facial expression. You can see we've got the shark eyes, which are suddenly now gone in Aquaman. He just doesn't have these anymore, but LEGO doesn't care. And you can see we also do have really great texture printed all throughout the gold armor that you can see on the torso there, along with all the scales extending down onto the leg printing. So overall, this is just a fantastic Aquaman minifigure, and the same can be said for the design work on the back. Just absolutely loving all of those textures. I mean, that is so great, and I cannot wait to attempt something similar. I probably won't be able to make it look as good because, you know, there are certain things LEGO can print that human hand just simply can't paint so easily. If I were to say one thing though, like really be nitpicky, I would say maybe all of the green elements could have been dark green, but who cares? It still looks pretty awesome. And there's Lobo, I mean Aquaman. Jyn Erso, aka Natasha Romanoff, aka Mera, is a great minifigure that's just really miscolored. It's kind of a shame because this, I mean, look again with the printing, just it's so awesome. Look at that torso design, the printing on the legs. I mean, I personally love the turquoise color, but if you take one look at Aquaman's trailer or just, you know, photos from Aquaman in general, I mean, her outfit just isn't turquoise. I mean, there are turquoise elements, but it's mostly green, like normal green and metallic green. So I don't really know where LEGO got the turquoise from. Probably concept art that didn't wind up making it into the movie. So that's kind of a shame. Again, so I mean, the printing is great. It's just turquoise, kind of weird. And back to the Jyn Erso / Black Widow face. I mean, I can see why LEGO used it. I don't think it necessarily gets us that close to Amber Heard, and I'll probably wind up changing it up for my own custom minifigure. But again, I totally understand why LEGO decided to reuse it, especially the aggressive facial expression. It definitely can serve multiple uses, and it works for multiple characters, I think. I mean, I even used it for my own Scarlet Witch earlier this year. And yeah, then we have the hairpiece, which is the hairpiece you would expect LEGO to use. And then on the back, you can see the really fantastic design work with all the different scales. It does only continue there, and it looks really great. And you might have also noticed that we have Power Blast pieces in her hands here as well. And if you don't know how Power Blast pieces work, I'm going to try to find Black Manta. Here he is, and you just go ahead and press them toward the minifigure's arm, and they fire at whatever you aim them at, and they work pretty well, as long as they don't break your minifigure's hands. Has anyone had that happen yet? I definitely haven't. But yeah, get back in the hand, please. I'm trying to end this segment. There we go. Mera. Speaking of Black Manta, he is the only villain in this set. I really wish we could have had Ocean Master to some capacity, but I also understand why they went with Black Manta instead. It makes sense. I just really wish we would have had Orm in this set, or maybe a second set. But you can see that LEGO repurposed their Black Manta headpiece, which is really interesting. I didn't actually have the original myself, so I was pretty surprised to finally realize that this is actually like a whole entire piece with the rubber tubes like connecting it, and as it kind of like closes together over the minifigure torso post, which is kind of interesting. To be honest with you, I was expecting there to be like, I thought this was going to be more of a helmet and that there was going to be a head underneath. I never actually looked at anybody's review, so I never actually knew how this piece worked, but it's definitely really awesome and very cool. It's just, the only problem is, I don't think Black Manta's tubing actually like protrudes from the back of his helmet in the movies. And again, I understand why LEGO repurposed this piece. It makes sense. It's just not overly accurate, and unfortunately it's not really shaped properly either. This is based off of, you know, more comic accurate Black Manta than obviously as he appears in James Wan's movie, but you know, it is what it is. And you can see the torso printing is really fantastic though, and it's a thing. I mean, it's detailed and probably accurate if I were to guess. And then you can see on the back, the detail only continues, and it looks pretty great, man. So check that out. But other than that, that's really it for Black Manta. As you can see, he has a sword for whatever reason. I mean, Black Manta shoots lasers out of his eyes, so I don't really know what use he's going to have for a sword, but he has one. I don't know why that's here, but it is. And yeah, so that's it. You know, another minifigure that's included with this set that definitely deserves some screen time in the minifigure segment, this shark. The Getty Images shark that was seen in the first Aquaman poster. This is also my first Lego shark. I've never had one before. Look at this jaw. It opens and closes. It is amazing. You can actually bite things with it, like the trident. Look at that. It's amazing. You can also bite other things like Ariel's tail. It's great. So, Black Manta's Submarine is actually surprisingly a pretty cool build. I was not expecting much from this, and now actually having it in hand, this is definitely a really cool little submarine, a really great design, and very fitting for the character. I'm hoping he'll have something like this in the movie. I wasn't actually paying close enough attention to the trailer to know if this was seen in the background or something, but in terms of playability, we're going to talk about stickers first because that makes sense. And you can see that the stickers on the front here are identical, just inverted for those two slopes to the side of the cockpit. And then we also have a sticker for added detail on this slope here on the back. That's not focusing at all. There we go. If we flip open the cockpit inside, you can see we have more stickers for added detail inside. It'd be great if I actually gave you a decent angle. You can kind of see those in there. They aren't anything special. I probably will forget to give you a close-up. But if we go ahead and take Black Manta, you might have noticed already he's got a steering wheel. Like Lego, why did they put a steering wheel in there? I don't get it. That's great though. And if we go ahead and take the sword off and get Black Manta into a seated position, I was honestly kind of curious if he was going to fit inside or not, considering how big his headpiece is, and he fits in perfectly. And you just seat him in that 2x2 available space, get him using that steering wheel, and close him up, and it works out pretty great. So hey, anyway, then for more playability, you can see that we do also have the spring-loaded shooters, which, I mean, if you haven't seen how spring-loaded shooters work, we'll go ahead and use Jason Momoa here as our guinea pig, and then just push down, they fire, they're great, you get an extra one in case you lose them. And then the engines are a thing that do nothing, but they're there on the bottom, and I'm not even showing you them. There they are. They look kind of great, I guess. And then you have some flashlights on the center, and speaking of the center, right there in the center, we've got the rotating rapid-fire stud shooter thing, and if you don't know how that works, if you haven't seen it before, you basically have 6 studs on it. It works the same as regular stud shooters, but instead of pressing down on a gray lever, you twist it. And I'm going to lose probably half of these, so here we go. Oh, got that one. Yep, we're doing it. Okay, there we go. Yep, 2 of those fell off. They're gone. Oh, there goes another one. That one's gone. And, yep, okay, I got 2. So, oh, wait, there's one more. Okay, yep, that's gone too. Okay, so out of 6 studs, I lost 4. I can count. And so that's how that works. Thankfully, you get an extra 6, and I'll reload those when I care. But on the bottom, you can see it's like practically completely flat, so there's really not a lot going on down here. The tail piece on the back is rubber, so that's pretty great. And I think that is mostly it, though. You got adjustable flaps on the sides, and so that's a thing. The turbine print on the front of the engines is also pretty awesome, but that is mostly it for Black Manta Submarine. I mean, it's kind of awkward how flat it is and how my camera keeps going out of focus, but either way, we also do have this, some seaweed with like some gold crystals on it, and this is like the whole premise of the set. You've got Black Manta seeking out the treasure on this little patch of ground and seaweed, so that's a thing. And the idea here is, of course, you can take your stock image shark minifigure and put them on top. You put them on top like that, or no, not like that. Like that. Nope, not like that. Like, oh, you have to use the back stud like that. So there you go. That's actually considered a playability feature. It's on the box. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I know I haven't been totally serious throughout this segment, but I mean, everything here, wow, he actually like fell perfectly in place. Everything here is definitely worth $30. I mean, as you can see, you've got the playability. Even if you are guaranteed to lose half the studs, I mean, the minifigures are really sound for the most part. And I mean, honestly, I know there are plenty of people out there who are not excited for Aquaman, but I most certainly am. I was blown away by how awesome Atlantis looks in the trailer, and I cannot wait to see how the story pans out throughout the movie. And I think that this is definitely a near perfect set. It just would have been great to have Ocean Master somewhere, even if they had to make a second set. But yeah, I would definitely pick this one up, though. We're going to take a look at the box and instruction manuals and wrap up this video. The box is definitely super aquatic. You can see we've got our stock image shark over here, which is great. Atlantis in the background there. Arthur in his Aquaman armor, and that's the same gold armor in the promo art that we haven't seen yet, like I mentioned earlier. I don't know why I'm still talking about it. We've got the box, or the top of the box, and then on the back we've also got, again, like I mentioned, that shark on top of the seaweed. It's literally considered an actual feature by LEGO. We've also got Aquaman talking to that shark, and then we've also got Mera versus Black Manta. Black Manta getting his ass beat, and yeah, other than that, we just have all the other features that I already showed you throughout the review. Instructions! So I honestly have no idea how many pages are in this. I completely forgot. We've got 65 total pages for the build, and then if we keep going here, we've got an advertisement for the other DC sets LEGO's putting out, and like I mentioned at the start, I really don't care. I mean, the new Batwing looks cool. The Batwoman minifigure in particular looks fantastic, along with the new Court of Owls minifigures and even the Bat Dog, but I mean, like, other than that, man, I don't know what's going on or really care to know what's going on, and this, like, remote-controlled Batmobile looks like crap, so like I said, don't care, but good effort on LEGO. And then if we keep going here, we've got an advertisement for LEGO DC Supervillains, the game coming out later in this year, so that should be pretty great, and also an advertisement for lego.com/life, which I know nothing about other than somebody who posted in my comment section on my previous video said that it just made their phone crash. So there you go.
You're here because you have a thing for this human. Not that I blame you. He is quite a catch, isn't he?
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely. Pizza.
Okay, and there you go. That is it for my review on what is very likely going to be the only Aquaman set that LEGO puts out, which is okay. I really, like I said, would have liked to have Ocean Master, but it's fine. And I mean, like I just said, for 30 bucks, this set is absolutely worth picking up if you are just as excited for Aquaman as I am. And if you did enjoy this review, maybe found it informative, or if I did help you in deciding as to whether or not you do want to pick it up, then definitely let me know, man, by dropping this video a like below and or your opinion down in the comments. Anything you agree with or disagree with throughout the review, or just your opinion in general, it is all welcomed and very much appreciated. And yeah, by the time this video goes up though, I will either be on my way or already at Brick Fair, Virginia 2018 in Chantilly. It should be pretty great. It's going to be my 10th Brick Fair, but keeping the tradition going. Hopefully it won't be my last. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys there. But if you want to keep up with future projects such as Venom, my upcoming Clone Wars minifigures to celebrate the 10th anniversary, and another project that I've yet to announce before I actually move on to my own Aquaman minifigures in December, then definitely check out my Patreon. We'll be posting progress photos of them first before posting the preview photos over on my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and then finally the showcase video here on YouTube. But my Patreon is always the place where you'll see everything first. And yeah, so check that out if you care. Or if not, that's fine. I'm going to go. Thanks for sticking around. All right. Bye-bye. The set number of this one is 760, and the set number and there's Arthur talking to some fish, aka God damn it. It's a shark, Ross. Recommended ages are saving the blah blah blah.
That was the worst pep talk ever.
Hi, how are you?
Review this one, but I knew that